Oh, why is that?
Well, this boy Gregory at school did something mean to my friend, and I know I have to go and talk to him and tell him he was wrong. But I'm really scared. What if he's mean to me?
Haha! I can solve all your problems!
You can?
Yes, with my new superpower! Oh, I can't say it.
Meta what?
I think it is metamorphosis. Yes, that's right. I can change people from one person to another person.
How does that help me?
Well, I could change you into a big, strong person. And then you could go and speak to Gregory. If he's mean to you, you could just fight him back. Ha!
Thanks, Bernard, but I don't think that solves my problem. I think I need to go and talk to him myself. But I'm still scared.
Well, let's watch today's story and see if that helps.
King Xerxes was looking for a new wife.
I require a new wife.
He searched the length of the country, and when he saw Esther, he thought she was the most beautiful lady he had ever seen. After lots of preparations, they were married, and she became Queen Esther. What the king didn't know was that Esther was a Jew, one of God's special people, and so was Uncle Mordecai. There he is, guarding the gates of the castle now. Mordecai was like a father to Esther, and he loved her very much. And there's Haman. He's the king's right-hand man. He doesn't like Mordecai, and he doesn't like the Jews.
Bow down to me.
I don't bow down to anyone except God.
Just you wait.
So Haman started to plot to get rid of not just Mordecai, but all the Jews.
Your Majesty, there is a certain group of people in your kingdom who do not obey your laws.
What?
You should not put up with it.
Out.
You should get rid of them.
So the king got out his seal and stamped the order to kill all the Jews. Little did he know that that included his beloved Esther.
Esther, Esther, where are you?
Mordecai, is everything okay?
No, sadly it isn't. The king has signed a decree saying that all of us Jews have to be killed.
That's awful. What are we going to do?
You mean, what are you going to do?
What can I do? I can't even go into the throne room without being summoned.
God has put you in place as queen for such a time as this. You can save us all.
Then we must pray. Gather everyone together and pray.
Esther plucked up the courage to walk into the throne room. If the king didn't lower his scepter, then Esther would be killed. If he did, then she had a chance. She stepped inside, and the king looked at her and smiled.
Hello, my queen. Is everything okay? Ask, and I will give it to you. Anything up to half my kingdom.
If it pleases the king, I would like to invite you and Haman to a dinner party.
Wonderful. Yes, we'd love to come.
Esther prepared the banquet. Everything was perfect. Now was her chance to say something to the king.
Oh, Esther, this is marvellous. Thank you. What can I give you? Anything up to half my kingdom.
If it pleases the king, I'd like to invite you and Haman to dinner again tomorrow. Then I'll answer your question.
Wonderful.
The king and Haman loved the banquet and were looking forward to coming back the next day. Haman even boasted about how important he was to be invited. The next day, Esther prepared another banquet. And when evening came, the king and Haman joined her. Towards the end of the evening, the king asked his question again.
Oh, superb food. Esther, my love, what can I give you? Anything up to half the kingdom.
Someone is trying to destroy all my people, every single last one of them, even me.
That's terrible. Who's trying to destroy you?
It's him!
The king was furious with Haman and had him arrested. He couldn't change the law, but he made a way for the Jewish people to be able to protect themselves, and they were saved, including Esther. We had so much fun making that drama video. I hope you enjoyed the story. Now, Esther is a book in the Bible, so if you want to read about Esther's story, you look it up in the Bible, and she's got a book all to herself, and it tells you all about King Xerxes and the people of God. And we can read how the people of God had been taken captive and were living in this land. And the king was looking for a new wife, and he chose Esther. And Esther came to live in the palace, but no one in the palace knew that she was a Jew. But her cousin, Mordecai, he was one of the palace guards, and the king's right-hand man, Haman, and Mordecai did not get on. Haman kept trying to get Mordecai to bow down to him, but Mordecai knew that it was wrong to bow to anyone apart from God, and so he refused, and that made Haman really, really mad. So he made all sorts of plots to get rid of the Jews, not just the man that had annoyed him and upset him, but all of the Jews. And the king, when he signed this decree, he did not realise that his beloved Queen Esther was also going to get killed. And then do you remember what Mordecai said to Esther? He told her that she needed to do something about it, and that maybe she had been put in the palace for such a time as this. No one else was in that position that they could go and talk to the king. It was her job to do that. And actually, if you look in the Bible, you see in chapter 1, the king's wife Vashti, he actually got rid of her because she spoke when she shouldn't, and she said something against the king. So it was a very real threat that when Queen Esther went into the throne room, if he didn't lower his scepter, she could have been killed. But Esther invited Haman and the king round for dinner, and everything was lovely and they enjoyed themselves, but she didn't say anything. And it doesn't say in the Bible whether it was her plan to have 2 meals or whether during the first meal she was just too scared to say anything. We don't know, we can only imagine. But she did invite them for another meal, and in the second meal the king offered to give her up to half his kingdom. And she told him, she said, someone is trying to kill all my people. And when the king realised what was going on, he tried to put a stop to it. He got rid of Haman and he gave the Jews a way of protecting themselves. Esther really was a star, and that is what her name means. I wonder if you know of other people in history who have been stars, who have stood up for people who can't talk for themselves. There was no way that any other Jew could have gone up to the king and told him what was going on. I wonder who else in history that you have heard of has stood up for people. Maybe people who are poor, maybe people who are orphaned or children who can't speak for themselves, maybe people who are left out. See if you can come up with some names of some people. the people we've just been talking about are famous people. But as Christians, we're all called to stand up, to speak out for people who can't speak for themselves. Maybe there's someone at your school who's getting picked on, and God wants you to go and stand up for them and help them out. Maybe you can see someone doing something wrong and you could just let that happen, or you could go and say something. And maybe God is asking you to be a star in that situation. Or maybe it's not about a person, maybe it's about something going on in the world. We're called as Christians to look after our world. And maybe what God is calling you to do is to speak up against plastic pollution, environmental damage, animals being harmed. All those situations, they can't speak for themselves. I wonder whether God is asking you to do that. So this week we're thinking about how a hero needs mission. And one of our missions is to speak up for those who can't speak. So let's ask God to help us to do that this week. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Dear God, thank you for the example of Esther. Thank you that she was such a star and that she was so brave to speak up for the Jews and that she saved her people. Show us, God, what you are calling us to do. Who is it or what situation are you asking us to stand up for? And give us the courage to do that. Help us to be stars like Esther. Amen. Amen. This week there is no craft video, but your challenge is to find something like a wooden spoon and turn it into a puppet of Esther. Maybe you might like to retell the story of Esther at home. We're going to sing the song Shine now. Shine from the inside out so the world will see that you live in me, that God lives in me.
Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. You know me and you love me, you feel me, so send me to shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. You know me and you love me, you feel me, so send me to shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, feel me, send me. Know me, love me, feel me, send me. Know me, love me, feel me, send me. To shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Shine from the inside out, that the world will see you live in me. Know me, love me, feel me, send 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 me. To shine.
Esther really could have been in trouble, couldn't she?
It seems strange that she couldn't just go and visit her husband when she wanted to.
Those were the rules, I suppose. She must have been very brave.
Hey, I know something really interesting.
Do you? It's not a joke, is it?
No, it's a fact. The name Esther means star. She really was a star, wasn't she?
Yes, she was. She saved all her people. Do you know what? If she can do it, then I can do it.
Do what?
I can go and talk to Gregory. If he's mean back to me, so what? I need to look out for my friend.
Well done, Chloe. You can do it.
Bye!
Wait! Chloe, come back!
What's wrong? Is it important?
Vital. You need to know this before you go.
What?
What's a villain's favourite part of a joke?
Bernard, that doesn't sound vital to me. Okay, what's a villain's favourite part of a joke?
The punchline! Ha!
Thanks for cheering me up, Bernard. I'm off. Have a good week.
Bye!
Bye.